Welcome to Alabama Care, everybody. My name is Sarah Williams, and today I have Rachel Hughes with us, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming River Region Disability Expo. Miss Hughes, if you would introduce yourself.
Good morning. I guess it's almost afternoon. I'm Rachel Hughes. I work for the State of Alabama Client Assistance Program, and this is something that I have had a passion about doing, and that is letting people know about services that we provide. So we're going to get into that in a little bit more, but just to tell you a little bit more about myself. Um, I am married, been married for 28 years. I have two children, and my last one is finishing up at school. In fact, she will be starting Troy in the fall, and we're excited about having her a little bit closer. The last 2 years, she was in Tennessee in school.
Oh, wow.
And so, anyway, that's a little bit about my family. And then I graduated myself from Troy University in rehabilitation, and then my master's is in rehabilitation from Auburn. And then I also have taken on some classes in sign language when I was at Auburn and then the University of Tennessee.
I've always wanted to learn sign language.
Lots of people do enjoy learning language, and I think that would be a great thing for many more people to learn how to do it. I think that the hearing impaired, deaf population would really enjoy that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so now we're just going to do some icebreaker questions, some more
Okay.
get to know you stuff. Okay, so when you get into Alabama, the first question people ask, Auburn or Alabama?
Well, since I received my master's from Auburn, I would have to say Auburn. War
Yes!
Eagle. So I
Yes!
passed it, huh?
You passed.
All right, very good. Now I got a good smile.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is one that I came up with, um, off the top of my head. So what is your favorite quote?
I have lots of quotes, but I have one specifically that I'm going to share, and it's people with great passion can make the impossible possible. And I don't know who wrote that, but I am in total agreement. And if you need
Mm-hmm.
help, that's the person you need to surround yourself with, is someone who has passion.
Right, I agree. I've actually never heard that quote.
It's a good one.
It is. Okay, let's see. Can you tell us about a little bit about the Disability Expo and what it is and
I can. This is actually our fifth year. We had to take a break because of COVID for 2 years. And um, what I've done is asked people who serve people with disabilities to come and set up a table. Actually, we have the tables there, but to bring your information so that the community can find out more about the services that are in the River Region, and that would be Montgomery, Elmore County, Autauga County, and so this surrounding area. And sometimes there's additional services that are outside of the realm, information that's provided as well.
let's see. Okay, so you actually answered the next one. Well, part of it anyway. When and where is it?
It will be next Tuesday, June the 21st, from 11 to 4 o'clock p.m. It will be at 555 Eastern Boulevard, and of course in Montgomery, Alabama. And if there's an opportunity at some point, I will give you the website that people can go to if they want to download that information, have a flyer. If there's any additional service people out there that are viewing this today, we we can still get you in, but we have to have all the information in for tomorrow by noon, because we do a resource book, and that resource book I think is worth lots of money, because I have people call me constantly, and I can share with them all the resources that is in this area.
Gotcha. It's a pretty good thing to have all the resources in like one place, so you're not having to like research
That's
everywhere.
right. We cover from children's, from birth all the way up, and I say mature adults. It's so when parents are coming, they may come for a specific information, such as autism or camps or schools or something of that nature. But we also have things after the fact. For instance, after a student may finish high school, what opportunities are there for people with disabilities after they finish high school? What happens if you acquire a disability later in life? What kind of services are out there for you? Whether it's employment, whether it's technology, there's just a lot of information that people need in order to live from day to day.
Let's see. So I had put what ages can attend, but it's pretty much from like birth to whenever.
Mm-hmm. It is just, parents sometimes will come with their kids, to look at some of the resources. Hopefully, there's not any children that are driving by themselves out to this program. But yes, parents, a person that has a disability themselves. We will also have people from the VA that are there. So if you're needing services along those lines, we'll have somebody there that can talk with you also.
Okay, and before I go on with my questions, we are going to go to Facebook because we have a ton already. Let's see. Antoine Jordan says hi. Leslie Speakman said hey everyone.
You're getting staticky again.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Better?
Say it again.
Am I better?
Nope.
Okay, hold on.
We kind of ran a test before we got started and found out that she had some static with her.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Alright, so let's see. Addie Griffin asked, so would you recommend it for people in St. Clair County?
Well, it would be a drive. There are going to be some resources that are going to be the same, whether you're here in the River Region area or whether you're in St. Clair. But there will be some information that is just specifically for for people who live in this area. For instance, we will have vocational rehab there, and the vocational rehab will be from this area here, but St. Clair County, I believe, is covered from vocational rehab in Birmingham. And so some of that information could be the same. If you're interested in going to college or anything like that, we do have a few schools from this area here. Doesn't mean that you have to live right where you are to go to school. There are other options, but that's the kind of information that we will be providing. Some of it will be for anybody in the state of Alabama, but some of it will be just for local people.
Gotcha. Verena Mead put the um, website in the Facebook chat for the Disability Expo.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Verena Mead put the
Oh,
chat
good,
the website in for the expo.
good.
Let's see. Suzanne Nash Stewart said, "Full Life Ahead is looking forward to the expo. Thank you, Rachel."
Well, you are welcome, and we have had Full Life Ahead that has participated each year. And if you don't know anything about Full Life Ahead, they have some awesome programs working with people with disabilities, mainly transition age and young adults, and they will be talking about their camps. I know they have one coming up in July, and I understand that they're full, but there'll be another camp coming along soon. So if you're interested in something like that, then you'll want to check them out.
Okay, let's see. Tammy Thompson Moore said, "Hello, Rachel. Thank you for your hard work and dedication."
Well,
I
thank
know
you, Tammy.
Tammy.
Yes. And I think that Tammy may get to come, and I know some of the parent consultants, there might be someone there from the parent consultants, and love to have them and share all the information that we have. And there again, the resource book is worth millions for people who are looking for services. It will give information, the name of the service, who to contact, email, telephone number, just brief information about them, so that when you walk away from the expo, you can take this book and look at it and say, oh, I don't remember seeing them. I'm really interested in finding out more about them. So you can give them a call and get some information.
Let's see. Leslie Speakman said, "Sounds like she has a fan on. That could do it too." I don't. I don't know why it's doing it, honestly. There's not a fan on in here. I don't know. Um, Verena Maid put a link to the flyer
Good.
in the chat. Leslie Speakman also said, "My daughter has done a couple of the camps and she loves them."
Very good. We do have some great resources in Alabama. We just sometimes people just have to be able to ask for them or look for them, and networking is very important when you're looking for services. And it may be that you ask somebody, hey, I am in need of, and ask another mom or another person that might have a disability, and they can share with you some of resources that they have used.
Right. Um, okay, so I know that we've already kind of touched on this, but you said that there were some school-related resources.
Yes, there are.
Could
We
you go like more in depth
Well,
into
we
like
do
what
have a
kinds?
yes, we do have a few school programs. We have Huntington College with their Ability Sports Network. We have Alabama that will be here. I'm looking at my list here. Um, Auburn University at Montgomery, their Center for Disability Services will be there. Alabama, I think I said Alabama State University. And so, and I usually have about three or four. We've got one that usually comes, and they said they did not have anybody to send this year. It was the one over in Auburn. And, but if you're wanting information, I'm sure we can get it for you.
Okay, let's see before we go on with my next one. Uh, Leslie Speakman said, "Yes, my daughter has an advocate with a deaf transition counselor. He suggested the ACT camps."
Very much so. That's where they're going in and studying, and I don't know if it's a week or 2 weeks, and then take the ACT test afterward, and that will help them with their ACT scores. It will usually bring their scores up much higher.
Um, okay, so how can they contact you to get more info or to sign up to attend this event?
Okay, and I can't see it, but you said that Miss Mead has already posted our River Region Disability Expo.org. And if you look online, you can register if you want to be a vendor. If you want to be a participant, you just show up.
Gotcha. Leslie speaking said she had 1 week each time. Right now, she's at Gentry.
Very good. We do have someone coming from AIDB, the one here local, and then also the one from Talladega. Both of them will be at the expo next week.
You said and Talladega, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Sorry, I'm making notes. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now some more questions, not about the expo necessarily, but because I
Okay.
like to know people's stories. What led you to want to work with the disability community?
You know, I have thought about that question. When I was in high school, I decided I wanted to go and volunteer. And I went to a um, transition type home for um, young adults who had intellectual disabilities. And I think I was a junior or senior in high school. And I would go over there once a week and we would cook and, practice. And so that kind of, I guess, got things a little bit started. And then I had decided I wanted to major in special education. But then when I went to school at Troy University, I saw that there were other options, and one of them was rehabilitation. And I found that I was really interested in that program. And that's kind of where I got started. And then I received my master's from Auburn in rehabilitation and also added some sign language to it. And I've always been in this field. I started
Awesome.
out working with the speech and hearing impaired, and I did job placement. And I'm not going to tell you how many years ago that was, but it's been a number. And then I have been with the client assistance program for the last 26 years and have enjoyed the people that I have worked with and helping them navigate questions that they have had about services from Alabama Department of Rehab or the independent living centers in Alabama. And so, advocating for them to get the services that they want and they need and helping them to get from point A to point B.
That's what I liked about my job was helping them get to where they needed to be. Let's see. Oh, my mom is also a special education teacher.
Very good.
Yeah, and my degree is in sociology,
Yeah.
so kind of similar, I guess.
Yes, there are some of the people that you serve are very similar. You just serve them in different ways.
Right. Um, okay, now the question that everybody is asking: how has COVID affected this event?
Oh, it was sad. We were planning for it 2 years ago, up until, and I believe we had it scheduled for April that year. and we finally just decided that we postponed it a couple of times, and then we decided that, you know what, I just don't think this is going to work, and so we canceled it. And then last year we didn't even put anything on the books.
Right.
We did, however, or I did a resource book to kind of keep the resources up to date. I know that with COVID, many people have left the job they were previously doing,
Right.
and there have been we've had needed to update some information. I will say
Right.
that.
Right. Okay. Okay. What is one piece of advice you would give to the disability community?
I think know your resources out there. Know what can help you get where you want to go. And if you aren't familiar with resources, talk with people. Uh, talk with vocational rehab services. Um, when you get this book, you can look through it and see what kinds of services might be good for you in the direction that you're going. But sometimes it's really hard for everyone to know all the resources in your area
Right.
unless you know somebody who says, you need to give them a call because they can provide whatever. Um, and so I think that you just need to know your resources. And if you don't, you need to start calling around to find out what kind of resources they have in the area that you live.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you did a podcast with someone. I can't remember who exactly it was. Um, but they described the expo as like a one-stop shop.
Yes. And the reason why it's described that way is because we have so many vendors, and it is an opportunity, whether you're a baby or a child, a young adult, an adult, maybe even older. There is a place that someone at any age can come in and look at the resources. And then if you look at the different categories as far as technology goes, employment, there's just a lot of different categories that people can look at for something that they're interested in.
Okay, that actually kind of leads into my next question. How many vendors will be attending this year?
Well, we still have a few that haven't quite made it through. We had quite a few. No, there's nothing like waiting to the last minute to get
Right.
registered. And so the last count that we had was, I'm thinking is about 60, because I know quite a few of them came in last night, and then there's been some more that's come in this morning. And
Wow.
we get close. We get close to 100. We haven't ever hit 100 yet, but we really didn't know what to expect after coming out of COVID this year. There are some people that still don't feel real comfortable with getting out and socializing. Others are, but not everyone is. And so
Right.
if you're not able to come to the expo and you don't feel comfortable with it, you can still download the resource book and use it to help you with whatever you need. So that resource
Gotcha.
book is for anyone who needs it.
Gotcha. Okay. Um. Okay. So, like from years past, what services have people wanted like the most information for?
I don't know that autism is usually one where
Mm-hmm.
parents are trying to find out about resources. And so I would say that autism is probably one that we really tried to focus on. Um, but it just really depends on what you're looking for. Some people might be looking for information on technology. Others may be looking for information on veterans and services that they offer. Vocational rehab, even though vocational rehab has been around for many years, that doesn't mean that everyone knows who vocational rehab is and who what all they do. There's different programs within vocational rehab, like the transitional program, which we do
Mm-hmm.
have someone coming to talk about the search project and and transition. That's really important for parents and young students who want to work, who want to know what's next. Do I go to school? Do I go to work? And how do I get those programs? And so those are kinds of things that I think are very important. I'm trying to think what else that people might look for. We have the guide dogs that will be back again this year. Everybody likes to see the guide dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Go to different programs to, especially with rehabilitation type programs to help people feel better, I guess you might say. We have the ADAP, which is Alabama Disabilities Advocacy Program. Um, the client assistance program and ADAP, they deal with complaints and concerns, and ADAP handles a slew of complaints, and I might handle something else. So there'll be some information there if you need help. Smart solutions, some more technology, and we have quite a few organizations for support organizations. And families a lot of times need that support for either themselves or maybe a child in the family. And there again, you talk about resources and things that they have done, and how do you manage to get through some of the problems or concerns that you might have with your young person. And
Right.
it's always nice to have some support when you need it and you don't feel like you're out there all by yourself.
Yeah, when I was working, I was the youth consultant, and I had a lot of them trying to find resources for when they turn 21 and older,
Mm.
because there's really not much
Right.
that they can find.
Well, we will have some of those services available for the 21 years of age and up. So I do encourage people, if they're looking for that, to come and see what's available.
Okay, let's see. We had some stuff come over Facebook. Leslie Speakman said that this was the first that she's heard of the Disability Expo, which it was on a different day.
Oh, I'm so sorry. One of my dreams are to have a disability expo in all over the state of Alabama. I'd really like to see that happen, not just
Yeah,
here, but in other areas, because I think it is such a great tool for people to have the information they need.
right. Um, Addie Griffin asked, "Where's the resource book download?" And
There, yeah,
I
go ahead.
think Verena put the link to it in the chat, but you can go ahead and.
She is developing a URL code, and you will be able to click on it. If for some reason you can't get it, you can always contact me. And my telephone number is 334 263 2749. And I will be happy to make sure we get a copy to you. We can email it to you or send it to you.
Okay, let's see. Leslie Speakman said, I would love to help for Central Alabama.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. She would love to do what?
To help for Central Alabama for resources.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see. That's all in chat right now. Okay, so that was all my questions. So is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you wanted to touch on?
I will add that the Shriners, will prepare food that day. That way, if a parent wants to come on their lunch break and grab something to eat, they will have like hamburgers and hot dogs with chips and a drink. I believe for $6, and then they'll have a barbecue sandwich with the chips and drink for $7. And I think that's a pretty good deal. And
Yeah,
and so anyway, that way you can, as they say, kill two birds with one stone. Come get the information and try to stay as close to your break, I guess your lunch break, as possible.
right. That's pretty great. Food and
Yeah.
resources.
We will also have, I might add this, we also have golf carts, so that if there's a lot of people and you need a ride, we can make sure that you get picked up if it's a distance from where you're parked to the front
Oh,
door.
wow.
So we do have access to getting you there a little quicker and a little less painful.
That's pretty cool. Let's see. Well, that was all my questions. Let's see if there's anything else in chat. Um, there's nothing else in chat. Well, it was nice interviewing you.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
I learned a lot.
Well, good. I hope that there'll be others that will be able to see this today. I know Verena's planning on putting it on our Facebook page so that other
Good.
people can see it as well and get that information out there. And we just hope we have a great attendance next Tuesday, not only with vendors, but also with participants.
You mentioned Facebook page. So what is your Facebook page? Just so that.
It's the River Region Disability Expo. We've tried to simplify it, and if you just look that up on Facebook, it'll take you right to it.
Gotcha.
And then if you need, and the information will also be on Facebook, but if you're not on Facebook and you want to just look up River Region Disability Expo.org, you can also get the information that way. And just
Okay.
about everybody that I know has a phone, so they can look it
Right.
up.
Right. Let's see. Addie Griffin said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Verena Mead put the Facebook page in the chat. Leslie Speakman said, I got the information from our area parent advocate.
Great. I bet was that Tammy Moore?
I bet it was.
I was, because I had shared the information with her, and hopefully there'll be some other parent advocates that share that information. Very good.
Leslie Speakman said great information.
Well, we'd love to see you there, and please holler at me and let me know that you watched this and that you're there at the expo next Tuesday.
Right. It was good to interview you and learn about the expo and all that it entails.
Well, thank you. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week.
All right. Have a good day.